Okay, here we are. Good morning. How is everyone this fine Friday? I hope everybody is staying warm. Yeah, I just came back in from outside. I took Maggie for a quick walk, but I'll tell you, it's just a little bit too chilly today for her. Minus 18 when I woke up today, and I still have lots of snow. And yeah, I'll be shoveling it right after here. And yeah, my pickup is dead. Yeah, so um, who wakes up in the morning and looks at their messages right away, and all of a sudden you get annoyed, you get maybe a little bit resentful because of the some of the messages that you've read, and your mindset moving forward throughout the rest of the day is yeah, it's not from a very good position. So if you don't know me, my name is Gloria Savanto. I am out here in Cedar Beach, Alberta, Canada. Yes, it is a cold one today. So the purpose of me coming on and doing these Go Lives is to assist other women with everyday social media strategies, authentic tips and tricks, and basically how to get through some of the situations that we go through in everyday life. So this could be whether you're trying to attract people to your organization. It could be that you're looking to join somebody's opportunity, and you're looking to see who you're actually going to identify with. Well, most cases I don't talk about what I do, but I do make a reference to it. And in order for any of us to move forward and embrace any opportunity that we want to get into, we need to identify with the individual who is actually reaching out to us. And we need to honestly believe that moving forward, if you're going to go into a business with somebody or you're going to join a partnership with somebody, you're actually going to want to resonate with their beliefs, their values, and some of the things that you're talking about. Well, good morning, Anna. How are you? Yeah, Anna, I didn't wake up to a very good day today. So it is, you can sit here and you can go through. I just resent living out in the country. I just resent not having a male figure in the house. I just resent that, I feel like I got to go do all this stuff myself. And yet, on the flip side of it, let's talk about why do we have that typical belief in our mind? Why do we believe as females that we need a male figure to actually step up and, go shovel the driveway, go make sure that your vehicle is swept off and it's running, and like me switching out extension cords that are frozen just to get my truck plugged in because of the block heater. I went to turn it over this morning. It has power, but yeah, it's frozen solid. So yes, I'm sitting here. Oh, geez, I just, we can wish all we want. We can wish all we want. So are you resentful of the position that you're in, or do you just heavily rely upon somebody else to look after you? Okay, so this is where the conversation is going to lead today. So, how many ladies here remember me making quite a few references to the book, "The Four Agreements" by Don Miguel Ruiz? Okay, the four agreements that we need to have with ourselves, and these are the four that a lot of people struggle with, or maybe they don't even know. They don't even know about these four agreements that we need to have with ourselves. Uh, for me, it's just not to take anything personally. I don't. I mean, I don't take anything personally because you know what? I don't have time for that. I don't have time to take anything personally because I'm usually really busy and I need to jump on the situation right away without having to worry about, geez, I wish somebody was here. I wish, I could go on and on and on. I don't have that situation. And over the years, I've learned to deal with this myself. And would it be nice? Yes. Is it nice that somebody says, if I was in the position to help you, I would? That's where my resentment starts to kick in. Because, if somebody really wanted to help you, you know what? No excuses. They would come and they would literally help. Um, I've got people that I put out money. I put out good money to help these individuals, and they're in a position. Well, I would help you if I could. Understand where that comes from. They don't drive, physically not capable. You know that if they did help you, they would probably injure or really hurt themselves. And it's a sleight of tongue, I think, that we were raised with. Besides all of that, I'm gonna read something from the new book that I'm reading. Okay, now this is a continuation of the four agreements. This is called the Fifth Agreement, and when I was reading this last night, it made a lot of sense, and it helped me realize some things about identity roles, how what we play, and how we move forward in our lives. Understanding our belief systems, that when we all look at, okay, women are the child bearers, we're the ones that look after the home and all this, we understand gender roles. If we weren't raised with a gender, and if we weren't raised understanding that women do these things, men do these things, how much better would our world be today if we all were raised without, okay, so we understand we're female, we understand we're male, but if we weren't raised with these beliefs. So this is it's very simple, and it's very logical, and it's hard for some people to understand, but I'm just going to read you a couple of paragraphs here. Remember when a tree was no longer just a tree? Once you learn a language, you interpret a tree and you judge a tree according to everything you know. That's when a tree becomes either a beautiful tree, the ugly tree, the scary tree, or the wonderful tree. Well, you do the same with yourself. You interpret yourself and you judge yourself according to everything that you know. That's when you become the good human, a bad human, a guilty one, a crazy one, powerful, weak, beautiful, or ugly. You are what you believe you are. Then the first question is what do you believe you are? Okay, so this is really something. So when you start looking at this becomes really something. So if you use your awareness, you will see everything you believe, and this is how you live your life. Your life is totally dominated by the system of beliefs that you learned. Whatever you believe is creating the story that you're experiencing. Whatever you believe is creating the emotions that you're experiencing, and whatever you want to believe that you are, what you believe, that image is completely false. It's not you. So when you read that, and if you try to understand what that is saying, we are our physical core. Our mentality is from what we were raised with. And yet, when we grow up, moving through a peer system, we start to get bombardment from other people who are basically telling us who we are, that we have actually forgotten who we truly are. And if people would go back, and I know I don't want to make this a biblical thing, but if we went back to the Bible, we would all know that we are in the likeness of God and how we should be moving forward in that image. Or they always say, in his image. It is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. So when I look at the struggles that I deal with daily, and I wake up with the resentment, like I did today, I woke up. I was okay when I woke up. I almost feel like I've had huge weights lifted off my shoulder. And it's like, now where's the pat on my back for dealing with this massive issue that I've been going through this last couple of weeks? I got nothing. I got nothing. It was, it's like I've been, it's like all of a sudden what I've done to help out this other individual is like, yeah, okay, well, that's all fine and dandy. That's great. I'm glad everything is looked after. And now I'm going to start to ignore you again. I'm just like, are you for real? So when we move forward, and we have to realize that we need to ground ourselves. We need to ground ourselves in knowing that, you know what, we did something to help out somebody else without the reciprocation of the reward. Okay, there's so many of us that have come back, and when we help somebody, our beliefs that we were raised with is that this should somehow be reciprocated. I just like, where's the reciprocation on this one? Okay, so Anna, I'm going to read your comment rather than showing it on the screen. I agree that as a woman, I don't need to be taken care of. I can do many things on my own. However, I believe that there are many men that don't need to be taken care of. However, doing things together and learning from each other is such a gift. I believe I can do anything with faith, courage, and strength. You are my friend as this person. You're encouraging, talented, faithful, and courageous. Well, Anna, that is an amazing compliment, and thank you very much. Yes, it is. It's something that a lot of us moving forward, especially with the situation that is happening, that we feel like that we're powerless. We feel like sorry, I just got to get rid of this. Yeah. We feel like we're powerless moving forward, or we feel like the world is upon our shoulders, and we wish that we could get the help that we've been looking for. And yet when no help comes, do we allow resentment to come in? So when the resentment comes into our head, do we ruminate and allow our minds to take over, or do we just have the power and the strength to push all of that away and just say, look, it is what it is. And this is what we need to deal with. And we shut the mind off, because the mind is that little angel or the little devil. And which one are we going to flick off? Or do we just get rid of both of them, because we need to focus on the task at hand? There are so many people who just don't have that inner strength to do it. So they then develop this analysis paralysis, where they sit, they get anxiety, they get worry, and then all of a sudden the whole day is gone and they've achieved nothing. I mean, they couldn't even sweep the floor or do their dishes. They can't even look after themselves, because they've allowed that mind to take over anything that they've achieved moving up until that point. So with the situation that's going on and what's happening to me, I became aware of a few things this morning. Okay, I still have a driveway to shovel. It is minus 18 out. My pickup won't start. Oh my God, the world is falling apart. Well, I just look at it and I just break it down to an opponent. I talked about opponents last week. So moving forward with the opponent, is this pickup not starting, and is the driveway still half full of snow going to ruin my day because I know I have to look after it? No, absolutely not. I got better things to do. So when we talk about that and when we focus on other things and we leave that opponent, it's not a priority. My pickup is now plugged in. Hopefully this block heater cord works. I think if I remember last year, I should have replaced this block heater cord, but we'll see. It's supposed to warm up over the next few days, so I'll get this thing moving. But it's just the point of, you know what? Why don't things work? You think, why are things just not happening? Like, why is this? Why am I faced with these opponents every day? Well, I'm in a position where I was raised to believe that, the roles were very gender specific. And yet I have been out of that belief system for years. For over 40 years, I've been out of that belief system. So how I have had to change and move forward, I've had to change my beliefs. I've had to change my values in order to separate myself from those other people. And that's my family. So here's the other one I want to read to you. The you is unique and it's beyond everything that you know, because the real you is the truth. You, the human, are the truth. Your physical presence is real, but what you believe about yourself is not real, and it's not important unless you want to create a better story for yourself. Truth or fiction, either way, the story that you're creating is a work of art. It's a wonderful story, a beautiful story, but it's just a story. And it's as close to the truth as you can get by using the symbols. So the symbols are everything that we learned in school. So we learned the alphabet. Okay, we learned how to count the numbers. We learned the alphabet, and we learned how all of these symbols come together to create a dialogue. Now, at our age, how many people would be able to sit down and learn the symbols of Chinese or the Japanese language? And then all of a sudden, how would you feel about that? Are you overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Because these are just symbols. We put a lot of weight on the symbols, and we put a lot of weight on ourselves from external things that many people would either embrace it or they would just be, oh my God, I can't do this. It's up to you. It's up to you what you're going to do moving forward. This book, The Fifth Agreement, is helping me understand how human nature, how the gender roles, how our beliefs, and how our values really, when it all comes right down to it, is just an external issue, and it's something that we've been raised with to believe about ourselves. And yet here we are in the human form judging each other, because how I opened this up was, is it a beautiful tree? Is it an ugly tree? Do trees judge each other like that? Whatever the case may be. How many people have seen the new Christmas tree that they took down and they're setting it up in Rockefeller Center? How many people have said that is the ugliest tree I have ever seen in my life, because it looks like it's ill. It looks like it's not the nicest tree in the forest. And there's a lot of people who are already judging this ugly tree. I said to the girl I know out of Ohio, I said, they just put it up in the stand. By the time it thaws out, and by the time they get the branches down, and by the time they get the lights and the decorations on it, you know what? It's going to be a beautiful tree regardless. And yet people are judging it because it's a Christmas tree. So, this is just phenomenal. So social media and everything that we're reading online and the people that we're listening to are are exemplifying how they feel about themselves, really. So they're projecting. They're doing a lot of projection. And I just recently connected with a girl who told me she needed to get off social media because just everything she was reading wanted her to make her literally slit her wrists. And I'm just like, I get it. I totally get it. So, how we are affected and how too many people spend too much time on social media looking for whatever they're looking for in order to make themselves move throughout the day in a resentful manner is troubling. Okay, it's troubling. So it's telling me that the individual is looking outside themselves to make themselves feel better rather than coming back inside and realizing that we are already a work of art. What we do with our own personal lives and how we move forward in our personal development needs to be our priority. What happens out there is not, it's not a priority, and yet people are prioritizing that. So this is a really, really interesting thing that I woke up to today, combined with this new book that I'm reading. And it is showing me that there are quite a few people who are still projecting. Okay, they're still projecting. And is it because they're insecure? Is it because they feel less than? And is it because the belief in the value systems that they were raised with has created this hysteria in their mind? So, okay, so that's going to be my goal life for today. I know this was kind of a heavy one, but I do have to get outside. I got to go shovel this driveway. So you ladies have an awesome Friday. Okay. I'll probably be back on tomorrow, maybe Sunday. It depends on how things go. I need, because I need to get things caught up around here. And of course, I've got to catch up on some of the training that I picked up this week, learning how to basically make my Instagram account a little bit better. So have an awesome Friday, ladies. And again, if you don't know me, my name is Gloria. I live out here in Alberta, Canada. And yeah, and you guys enjoy your Friday, whatever you do, and we will talk soon. Okay, bye.